lately there's been a lot of uncertainty regarding whether this project is going to be able to go ahead or not. Project Exodus, Thorpe Park's planned new roller coaster for 2024 that I haven't talked about in around 6 months.
6 months without doing a video on this sick new ride. Why's that, man?
Well, for quite a legitimate reason, actually. Lately, there's been a lot of uncertainty regarding whether this project is going to be able to go ahead or not, and Jack Silkstone exists, so I didn't think there was any need to make a video. However, it seems based on something that's been announced today, more on that later, that things may be taking a turn for the better.
In late 2021, Thorpe Park confirmed that they'd be building the new tallest roller coaster in the UK at 236 feet tall. They first held a public consultation which went pretty successfully before submitting a planning application for the attraction in spring 2022. However, things then took a turn for the worst as the park received numerous objections from organisations such as the Environmental Agency and Natural England.
Now, before we progress, I need to make something clear here. Just because these organisations have objected to Exodus's construction, it does not necessarily mean the coaster will not be built. The decision is ultimately made by the local council. How this essentially has worked is Thorpe Park are seeking support from all these different organisations to try and persuade the council to accept the application. This means in effect that the council could choose to ignore any objections and be like,
Screw you, man, we don't give a damn, we're building this thing anyway.
However, obviously, the more objections there is, the less likely the council's going to be like, yeah, this is a great idea.
And that brings me on to today's news. Earlier this morning, the iconic Jack Silkstone tweeted to confirm the breaking news that Natural England have withdrawn their objection to Project Exodus. That's right, while the objection from the Environmental Agency still stands, things are turning in the right direction.
The main concerns organisations such as the Environmental Agency actually have surrounding this project is in relation to flooding risks. With Thorpe Park being located on a so-called island, which is mostly surrounded by a lake, it is obviously prone to flooding in events of high rainfall. We saw this earlier in the year with Storm Eunice, which actually caused a bit of damage to the park and meant that some rides could not open at the start of the 2022 season while things were repaired. Now, I've put a link in the description to a video that Jack Silkstone did about this where you can find more information, but from an assessment, it seems that Project Exodus would have the same risk of flooding as all the other coasters at the park pretty much. Therefore, it's up to Thorpe Park now to argue that, and they've actually submitted a brand new planning application for this coaster with some amendments, and hopefully this will be enough to convince the Environmental Agency that this project should go ahead.
Not gonna lie, recently I've been in doubt that Exodus will go ahead. However, today's announcement has given me a glimmer of hope. Thorpe Park seem more confident than ever that they've got what it takes to convince the council that this is going to be a brilliant move for the local area. This was most recently demonstrated in their promotional video for Creep Freak Unchained, a scare attraction which runs during their Halloween event, Fright Nights. Prior to this year, this scare attraction ran in the area where Project Exodus is planned to be built, and at the start of the video, a builder can be seen in that very area, forcing its inhabitants to leave and run riots around the rest of the island.
I, very recently, finally got the opportunity to visit Thorpe Park for the very first time. Go on, click this video on the right side of your screen to go and check out my vlog, where I got spotted. Swarm, you are such an idiotic coaster!